Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Tara Tarot. I apologize, I had actually I tried to start this page quite a few months ago. And those of you who did try to check in, I hadn't even finished one round of all 12 signs. But I think I wasn't ready at that moment. So I'm here to start now. I am going to start with Pisces because we are in your season, and we will do readings from March 1st to March 15th, and we'll meet again mid-month and we'll do the rest of the month. So it's going to be a general reading. Anything that comes up, if it doesn't resonate with you, of course omit it. If it does, we're going to look into it a little bit deeper of why. And we're going to just try to find out, like, what's going on this month. A lot of things are changing. As of right now, I'm recording this on February 21st, so we have a full moon in Virgo. And we just entered your sign. So if you're checking this closer to March, you're probably getting away from this energy right now. And it's a possibility that many of you, your careers have changed, or practical things in your life have changed in a different way. And we're going to just see how that changes throughout the month. On March 6th, we will have a new moon in your sign. I apologize for all the ums as well. This is something I was trying to work on the first time, but it hasn't left quite yet. But on March 6th, there will be a new moon in the sign of Pisces. New moons bring about less of a purging than a full moon does, but all of the new energy of things to start. It'll bring a heightened perceptivity to yourself. You'll probably have a lot of crazy dreams within that first week, a lot of your subconscious trying to talk to you. So just become more aware, sit in the moment. Meditation is something that's definitely needed and expected of many of you. But with all of this, we're going to go into your reading. This was just something to look out for with the start of the month. So let's start here. Start pulling some cards for you. But happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't say that for many of you Pisces. Of course, some of yours have passed if you're reading this into March. If you're watching this as I post it, then your birthday probably hasn't come up or maybe happened within the last 2 days. Pisces are one of my favorite signs. So I'm a little biased towards you guys. I was very excited to start, I think, with you because you are one of my favorite signs. So I knew coming in for Pisces season was really, that was where I needed to go. So, alright, we're going to pull, oh, that one really wanted to come out, I saw it. Alright, so it seems that some of you might be having some issues around money. With the Five of Pentacles, we experience some kind of loss within our practical realm. So usually things, a loss of job may happen for many of you. Usually that comes with full moons in Virgo. That is a purging of your practical sense in the community as far as making money in jobs. So it's possible many of you have lost a job recently or lost an opportunity. You may be sitting in a time of grief. It might be possible that many of you are just experiencing a lot of sadness, regret. Maybe it doesn't even need to be financial. It could be regret and some kind of loss in your everyday life. So that's not a good way to start, but hopefully we'll see some changes within your month. Although it is possible that many of you needed this. Knight of Cups. So I see with the Knight of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. It's possible that for many of you this is a relationship, or this has to deal with something surrounding your emotions. The Knight is less childlike than the Page, in the way that the Page is very naive, and the Page falls in love and very quickly. The Knight of Cups, I believe, has a lot to offer as far as love, but they don't use manipulative ways as both the King and the Queen do. The Knight of Cups is more honest with his feelings, so it's possible that you had just opened up to somebody about your feelings and that there was some kind of a rejection, or that you opened up with something regarding feelings at a workplace and it didn't go exactly how you planned. It doesn't necessarily mean there needs to be a loss, but perhaps you're grieving the possibility that something didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. So that's, I know sometimes with general readings we're like, how could it be both? But we have to give both sides. Well, that was a lot of them. We have to give both sides. Sorry. Because it's a possibility that in a general reading like this, it'll resonate with some of you and not all. But one of the first cards, I'm actually going to take these because this one flipped right over. And we have the Eight of Swords. So you might feel trapped. And I feel like this is a thing that Pisces actually like to do. Not that, I think you guys are self-sacrificing to a fault. In the way that you want to give, but then you feel yourself backed up against a wall because you don't want to like hurt anyone's feelings or disappoint them, or you put yourself in a position where you feel like you can't move. But the thing with the Eight of Swords is it's kind of in your head. You're not really trapped. You're not really in danger necessarily. It's a possibility that you put yourself in a more dangerous situation with who you're dealing with or what you've said. And it doesn't necessarily mean like you're going to be hurt, but maybe you said the wrong thing to the wrong person. And this could go back to things didn't turn out the way you want, so now you feel backed up against a wall. But this is kind of in your head, so it's possible that you're just making yourself suffer. Like you guys like a little bit of sadness. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's just because you're so emotional and so deep that you just want to feel. But I feel that you're putting yourself into the sadness that you don't necessarily need right now. So just watch out with the tendency of like blaming yourself or being stuck and trapped in your head, because things don't need to be that way. And I don't think that you're necessarily trapped. I think that there's more to the situation than you're not like letting happen organically. But with the Seven of Wands, I feel that there will be a change. I feel like after, I'm going to put this on the next row because I think that this is coming after. I think that after you start to feel trapped, you're not going to want to suffer, because this is your birthday. It's your time. This is when you are the most perceptive. You're very aware of everything going on around you. So I think after you will let yourself feel a little bit, I think you're going to have to find that you might need to defend yourself, but you're going to be ready for it. And I always see like with the Seven of Wands, he's still standing above them. Though he's arguing and bickering and everything, but he's standing his guard. And he really like is only thinking of himself in that way. Now, people knowing Pisces might feel like you're being selfish, or you're not doing the right thing by them because they're so used to you giving them everything. But if you need to come above them at this point and just think about you, I think that would actually benefit you best. And the next card is the Moon. This is you. The Moon is the Pisces card. The Moon represents the heart, your truest desires. I think many people think about it as like being in the dark. I think it's relying on intuition. The Moon is associated with many signs of like femininity. And that is a lot based on your emotions and your intuition. So I feel like at this time you're highly perceptive, and you're standing your ground on, maybe it is your feelings that you feel like you need to stand up against, because you know intuitively that what you're going after or what you're seeking makes sense to you. It seems like you need to do this. Like you need to be going after whoever or whatever it is at this moment. If that's a better job, if that was a promotion, if that was a person that you were interested in, there's a reason that you're drawn to that person. And I think that you have a realization probably around that second week, that after you feel that disappointment, that you might know more of what's going on than you're being led on to believe. I don't think everyone's being completely honest with you, and I think that's why you're so confused, or you feel so trapped. But I think a lot of my camera just shut off. Hopefully I didn't lose all of that, but I'm sorry. As I was saying, the Eight of Cups is about moving on, about moving away from the emotions, moving away from the hurt, from the pain. And if you see in the picture, he's following this intuition, he's following this woman that he sees, the person of his dreams. The true emotions, he's still going after it, but he's leaving the cups filled with water behind. He's leaving the baggage behind. So it could be that you're still moving towards that person in a different way. For many of you, it could be that you're starting to work on yourselves, and by moving away from them, you're still kind of following towards them. Because if you're dealing with a soulmate right now, then your relationship or interaction will only work so well as, sorry, how do I say that? It's only going to work if you're okay with yourselves. You can only love truly when you love yourself. So I think by working on yourself during this time, and moving away from the pain and the baggage, I think you could see a lot of change. By working on yourself, you could also see a lot of change within a workplace if it has to do with that. But I think that you're going to need to defend a lot of yourself, and that you know what you need to do, and you're going to take the necessary steps to get to it. So I will pull 2 more cards. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we got a happy ending after all. So I think the beginning of the month will be a little difficult for you guys, because I think we're really going to need to move away from things that like aren't working for us, and I think we're going to have a little bit of disappointments because things aren't going to go exactly how we plan. But we're not truly trapped. I think we're going to trap ourselves in our mind, but if we can break out of that mindset, or at least be aware of what's going on, we could try to minimize the pain that's experienced from it. Yes, you will have to defend yourself. You will have a little bit of fire in yourself, and that's not a bad thing. I think that Pisces need a little bit of fire in their life. You're extremely perceptive, so don't let anybody lie to you, and just know that what you feel in your heart and what you feel in your gut is probably right. Your heart's true desires, you might need to defend. You might need to move away from in order to get back to you. And if you get back to you, you can get back to them. And then after that, I pulled the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is all about harmony, reunion, family being together, your practical matters being in order. I feel like at the end of this 2-week period, coming into March 15th around, we will find a more harmonious place, at least within ourselves. And with the Justice card coming out with it, I feel like a lot of things are going to come to the surface. Things you know that are true are going to come out. Justice will be served, and that is in a karmic sense. that goes both ways. So if you are or you have not been doing the right thing, that's going to come back to you as well. Things that you've said behind people's back, same thing. And I only see that with the Eight of Cups, I'm sorry, the Eight of Swords like that, because also we have 3 8s. So we're in a mode, with all of the 8s here, we're in a mode of change. We're in a mode of death, of decay, of regenerating oneself. So these are good things, but they come with a certain level of pain. So they come with the truth kind of coming out. So just be aware that things that you might not want to come to the surface may do so during this time. It is for your greatest growth. So just take that with a grain of salt. The bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. The Six, wow. The four, I'm dyslexic. I was like, that's not right. The Four of Wands. Four of Wands is the happy family life, things all being together, a celebration. So maybe because we're celebrating your birthday, maybe because we're celebrating a new year of being you, a better you, but I see a lot of changes for you within these 2 weeks. So this is your reading. Thank you for watching. I will be posting again in the next 2 weeks. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Happy birthday again, Pisces. Thank you.